Hello children and welcome back to today's class. Today I am going to teach you a poem. This poem is about a wild animal. This wild animal is very fearsome, very furious, full of anger. It growls in the jungle. All the animals are very afraid of this animal, this fearsome animal. But when this animal was kept in the cage of the zoo, he became very sad and helpless. He stopped growling and did not even give any attention to the visitors who came to visit him in the zoo. Can you guess the name of this animal? Few wild animals that are very fearsome and furious. I think most of you have guessed the name. So let's see which animal I'm talking about. I'm talking about tiger. Yes. So the name of today's poem is Tiger, written by Leslie Norris. Tiger by Leslie Norris. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. Once again I repeat, he stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. In this line, the poet says that, you know the coat of the tiger? The coat of the tiger is having stripes. As you can see here, the coat of the tiger is having stripes of black. And since the tiger is confined in the cage, the tiger cannot move freely. So that's why it's mentioned here. He takes only few steps in the cage because the cage is small. On pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. Here we are talking about the paws of the tiger. These paws of the tiger we are talking about. And since they are very padded, so when the tiger walks, it doesn't make any sound. So that's why the word quiet is here. Because the sound doesn't come when the tiger walks in his quiet rage. Here the word rage means anger. Tiger is a very fierce animal. It growls full of anger, but in the zoo, he's angry, but he's controlling his anger because he knows that he is helpless. He cannot come out of the cage. So, the word quiet rage depicts the anger of the tiger that is being controlled by him. He should be lurking in the shadow, sliding through the long grass, near the water hole where the plump deer pass. I repeat once again. You also repeat with the same intonation as I am repeating. He should be lurking in the shadow, sliding through the long grass, near the water hole where plump deer pass. Here the word lurking means hiding. As you know, the tiger hides. Where it hides? To places where the grasses are long and where there is ponds and lakes. So near the ponds and lakes in the jungle, the tiger hides behind the long grass in order to look for its prey. Now if the tiger is not in the jungle, if the tiger is in the jungle, what would have happened? This has been explained in the second stanza. First stanza we are talking about the tiger when the tiger is in the cage. The second stanza depicts the tiger which is free in the jungle. What would he be doing in the jungle if he is in the jungle? Then he would be hiding somewhere behind the tall grasses and wait for its prey to attack. Near the water holes means lakes and ponds where deers come to drink water, where the plump deer pass. That is the word here. Plump means healthy, fat deer comes there to drink water and the tiger attacks the deer. Okay. Now these are the two stanzas. Now let's move to the third and the fourth stanza of the poem. This is the third stanza of the poem. The third stanza and the second stanza are telling about the tiger when it is free in the jungle. So it's just the continuation. When the tiger is in the jungle, what he would have done? What are the other things he would have done? He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Repeat after me. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Now let me explain. Now what else he would have done? He would have been moving around the houses that are at the outskirts of the jungle. That here it is mentioned here, jungle edge means at the outskirts of jungle, the houses, that means we are talking about the village. Showing his white teeth. This is, fangs is referring to the teeth of the tiger. His claws referring to the nails of the tiger. Terrorizing the village. That means he would have been moving around in the village that is close to the forest, and he would have been terrorizing and frightening the villagers there. But now, in reality, what is happening now? So here these two lines are telling about the condition of the tiger now when he is confined in the cage. But he is locked in a concrete cell, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. So in reality, the tiger is not in the jungle. The tiger is confined in a cage that is made of concrete. That means made of cement. And he is moving in the cage and he is ignoring the visitors. He is not paying any attention to the visitors, those who are coming to see him in the zoo. The tiger, because the tiger is sad, he's not interested in the visitors because he knows he cannot attack them. Because he is in the confinement, he is in the cage, he cannot attack the visitors. So that's why he doesn't show any interest towards the visitors. He is ignoring the visitors. Okay. Now we'll move to the last stanza of the poem, the concluding stanza. This is the concluding stanza of the poem. In the concluding stanza, the poet explains how the tiger spends its night. And so we begin. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Repeat after me. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Now, tiger is alone in the cage. He is not interested in other things, so he is very alone. So what is he doing? At night he is hearing the sound of the patrolling car. What is the meaning of patrolling car? The police who guards the city takes the round at night to see whether everybody is protected with its particular sound or the horn. So that's why it is said he is hearing the sound of the car that is taking the round of the city. Then he also stares with his brilliant eyes. Here the brilliant is referring to the sad eyes of the tiger. Why? Because he is confined in the cage and he is looking at the brilliant stars. From his cage he is looking up towards the twinkling stars in the sky. So children, in this particular poem, as I read out the first, second, third, fourth stanza, you might have seen the poet very nicely compares the tiger who is free in the jungle. He prowls, he growls, he is very fierce, terrorizing everyone in the village. But now when the tiger is in the cage, he is very sad, not interested, ignoring the visitors and leading a very confined life and a very sad life, which is really in contrast to his real nature. Okay, now let's go through the whole poem again and the summary of the poem. So children, this is the page of the book where the poem is written. See, you can see the tiger is sitting here He's alone at night in the cage looking up at the twinkling stars in the night sky. So now let's begin the poem. Tiger by Leslie Norris. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet, quiet in his quiet rage. He should be lurking in the shadow, sliding through the long grass, near the water hole where plump deer pass. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. But he's locked in a concrete cell, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. He hears the last voice at night. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling car, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling car, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Now let's move to the summary of the poem. Children, you learn this poem, and now let's move to the summary. I have prepared summary for you, so you will be learning the summary as well. Okay, let's begin, children. Summary of the poem Tiger by Leslie Norris. The poem Tiger is written by George Leslie Norris. He was a poet and short story writer. This poem compares the pride and freedom of tiger in the jungle with its pitiable condition in zoos. The poet says that tiger is walking few steps because the cage is small. He has beautiful stripes on his skins and has velvet-like soft paws. He is angry because he is not free. The poet says that if the tiger was not confined, then he would have been hiding behind the long grass near some water body to catch its prey, that is, fat deer. Also, he would have frightened the villagers living on the outskirts of the forest. But in reality, he was helpless in strong concrete confinement. He never tries to terrorize the visitors as he cannot attack them. He spends his night hearing the voice of the patrolling vehicles of police and looking at the twinkling stars. The poet is trying to show the threat that the tiger possesses as well as the helplessness of its present situation in cage. So this was all about the poem Tiger. I hope all of you will learn the poem nicely. Go through the summary. I will attach the poem as well as the summary in the file attachment. Kindly view and learn. For now, it's bye. Thank you.